call our meeting to order. We do have a quorum, and we're doing first here. I can't get to it.
Well, we'll have our prayer and pledge at the regular meeting, so we were just going to start with, I guess, if there's any public comments for the special meeting. Marcy, are there any public comments?
No, sir.
Okay.
Shouldn't do it. I don't have to read this.
And then, so Mary Ann will start with canvassing the returns and declaring the results of the trustee election.
Okay.
So, that's what you would read, Mary Ann?
I, the undersigned, the presiding officer of the canvassing authority for Gatesville ISD general election held on the 3rd day of November 2020, Coryell and Bell County, Texas, do hereby certify that the following is a total of all votes received by each candidate and votes received for and against each measure as shown by the precinct returns. I further certify that the following vote totals include early voting votes by precinct received under section 87.1231 of the Texas Election Code. The name of office or proposition for each of these candidates is the Board of Trustees. Charles Ament, 4,145 votes. Calvin Ford, 2,727 votes. Karis Brooke Clausen, 1,734 votes. Jimmy Ferguson, 2,359 votes. And this is dated the 16th day of November 2020. Do I pass this down to let them look at it, or is that?
It's in the packet. And so, then you'd read the next one.
Okay. I, Mary Ann Lee, President of Gatesville ISD Board of Trustees, Texas, met with the GISD Board of Trustees, sitting as the canvassing board to canvass the general election of November 3rd, 2020 on November 16th, 2020 at Gatesville, Texas. I certify that the figures on the tally sheets correspond with the figures on the returns. Witness my hand the 16th day of November, 2020.
So before we have the new guys come up, I'm going to double check with Marcy here and take their picture and swear them in and all that. I'll next recognize the outgoing members, or what do you?
Yeah, but we need a motion.
Motion, okay.
To adopt the order declaring the results of the trustee election held November 3rd, 2020, electing Charles Ament, Calvin Ford, and Jimmy Ferguson. So can you get someone to make that motion?
Okay. Rob and Linda will second. You've heard the recommendation, the motion. Are there any questions? All those in favor, raise your hand. None opposed. Motion carries. Thank you.
So Marcy, now are we ready for outgoing or any more with the incoming group?
The recognition of outgoing.
Okay, all right. Well, this is the moment these three guys have been waiting for 3 years. I just want to say a few brief words about Brenda and Rob and David. They worked really hard. That was 3 hard years.
Yep.
Harder than Brenda helped fill in for John Westbrook, but that was a period of time that was, we lost 5 students in 2019. We passed a $20 million high school renovation project. We've been in the midst of a global pandemic with school closures, and y'all had to get a new superintendent. You've had to do countless other big things, and so I'm very appreciative of you guys, because typically board members don't get a lot of kudos. They typically get the complaints. And so being an ear to the public and listening to them and giving us, a funnel of information for what we can do to improve, that's helpful. And so I know you guys have really earned some time off. Coming up here every month, at least once a month, it starts to get old after a while. I mean, it's a time commitment. And so I'm appreciative of you 3 guys. We got you each of you got a plaque, a G, and a Hornets tumbler. And so we want to make sure that you guys know that we appreciate you, and it's been I know that was it's tough serving your community like that. Did you guys want to say anything?
I would like to.
I'll keep it under 30 minutes.
Okay.
No, when I first ran, I was at Walmart or HB, because that's where you're always gonna get cornered, and somebody said, well, who are you mad at? What axe are you there to grind? And I thought, well, I don't have one. They kind of rolled their eyes and said, oh, everybody runs for school board has an axe to grind. And I went home and I prayed real hard that my motivation was pure, and I want to tell a story that I had told. Y'all will just indulge me for a minute. I grew up in a broken home back when that was rare. And my sisters were older, so it's mostly just my mom and I, and we were poor. And so, but my mom always had time for me. We danced and we played cards, and I had a rich childhood. Well, my mom only finished 11th grade because Coral City stopped having school in 11th grade, and she didn't have a way to get to Gatesville. And my dad was out of school in 7th grade. And so, when I entered the halls the first time and took them to Miss Smith's class, I had a whole lot of marks against me. I did not know that, and believe it or not, I walked in a little shy, red-headed girl. I know the shy shocks everybody, but I was. But when I walked in that building, and I cannot tell y'all how many teachers in my career here took me into their hearts, took me into their arms, because it wasn't normal what I was living through back then, and they loved me. And they told me potential that I didn't recognize that I had. And I cannot begin to tell you how much they encouraged me, and I am the person I am today because they saw that potential in me. And Dave and I both got excellent educations here, and it has given us the foundation to have the life that we have. We worked hard for them. My mother worked real hard, but she always said it's more fun to give than it is to get. And you don't have to have money to give. And so when I decided I wanted to run, it's because I owe this district. It was good to me, and I hoped that I could give just a small part of what it had given to me. So what I want to say to you new ones, when people hit you at HEB and they hit you at Walmart to tell you all the things that are wrong with this district, you tell them all the things that are right, because it is a wonderful school district. Barrett, I think you're doing an excellent job, your administrative staff, and I would like you to tell the teachers, the custodians, everybody, what a wonderful job they're doing in one of the toughest times they'll ever face. And they don't hear that, but I hear it. I know they're doing a good job. To you guys that asked me to serve, I'm grateful for giving the opportunity. Hopefully I didn't make anybody mad. Wasn't too big of a witch. One time I said the other word. The B word slipped out. But
I remember that.
If I am, it's only because I want this place to be the best that it can be. And I do have 2 grandbabies in this school, so I'm going to be keeping an eye out, and I might be one of those that corners you at HEB. But thank y'all for the opportunity. I think this district is headed in wonderful directions, and I can't wait to get invited back. Maybe I'll get invited back to see it when it's finished. But thank you.
Well, thank you, Brenda.
I'm
You're really
grateful for the opportunity.
great example of a success story from GISD.
Yeah,
It's a good place.
Yeah.
thank you, Brenda.
David, Rob, top that.
How do you compete? But I would like to kind of elaborate on, as y'all go through in the future, when you have these walkthroughs at the high school, would it be possible to get an invitation to come up there? I mean,
Sure.
you know, we've had a lot of thought in this
Yes.
thing, and I'd kind of like to see the progression of it as, you know, I mean, I get to see it every day if I want to, but you know, just to walk up there as it goes up with everybody else, and I'm gonna take a little pride in it. I think it's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, building basically a whole new high school almost, that's a big deal. And that's something that the kids will be very proud of, and the teachers will sure be proud when it's done. So, David, anything?
Yeah, I got something.
We don't go away easy.
3 years ago actually 3 years and probably a couple of months ago when this all started, you know, I wasn't looking for this job. I did it once before and I enjoyed it. But the public came after us to run because of some issues. And our first year on this board was not fun, I want to tell you. I came up here every month with a knot in my stomach. And I, you know, trudged through it. Second year, things got good. And we were very fortunate to have you in place. You know, you're not 100%, but nobody is.
David put that
You know, you got faults just like
Yeah,
each one of us
that's
are
right.
human.
Yeah.
And you can never please everybody, but you have stepped up and done one heck of a good job. And you've been dealt a sorry, dirty hand
It's been a tough
with
year.
this deal. And if you make it through this and get to retire from this school, you're you're awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
But we got a lot of good things going on. You know, when we ran on the board, it wasn't like you four that ran. That was a tough year, 13 people running. I'm gonna tell y'all, that night we stood over in that hallway in high school, I did not want to go on that stage. Did not want to. But I knew I had to. And it worked out, it turned out. And it was evident the public wanted us. We've been here, we've done our job, and I'm very pleased.
Yeah. Well, now you guys.
And you owe Brenda an apology. You kept calling you three guys, and she's a great, she's a guy.
I'm getting my lawyer tomorrow.
That's right.
But it's been good, and this year has been really good. And this high school it's tough building on that school and arguing, but nothing I like better than a good argument.
Yeah.
I love to argue, and I love to try my best to win.
Yeah.
And I don't generally argue unless I think I can win.
Yeah.
But it's been good. I've enjoyed y'all, and I think we got three great guys taking our place. Thank y'all for running.
Listen to
Just
these
keep it up.
leftovers, because they have a wealth of knowledge.
Just keep
They-
up what
they'll
you're
help
doing.
you do
You know,
this.
we've laid, I think we've started a good path. And just keep it going.
Well, to all three of you, thank you so much. Y'all have earned a good break now. I know a lot of y'all get up early and you have to go to work every day, so you've earned a nice
You have to
vacation.
go home early?
Yeah, it's
No,
time.
you don't, you stay.
Well, maybe photo opportunity, if those
Can I
three
say
would come up. Yeah, and Mary Ann, go ahead.
I want to thank you three for every time you've been here, for everything you've given to the board. And I've told people, your hearts show, every time you're here, your hearts show how much you love the place. And I want you to know that it shows to everybody. We've all seen it. We appreciate every minute you've been up here. You've brought knowledge and concerns and comments and discussions that we've needed to have. So thank you so much for everything. Appreciate it.
And I'm like Rob, I'd like to be invited back to tour,
Yeah.
see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah, it's really coming together.
It's
All
not, it's kinda like quitting in the middle. I don't wanna quit in the middle of it. I wanna see it, the end of it.
Yeah.
You won't let me argue with the architect anymore, I know.
Well, then you will take our picture. If you three guys would come up here and take a quick photo. And then we
Can we
will.
do it without masks?
Yeah, yeah,
I think you could.
yeah. Where we want to
Sick of this
stand.
mask, wherever you want us.
Yes, we want that.
Guess right here would be good. Mary Ann, you want to get up here?
I don't know. Is everybody
Yeah.
coming? Is everybody coming?
Time to get over here by David.
I feel like the midget.
Brenda.
Can you get my tall side?
We'll do this.
It doesn't matter. Y'all want up here too?
Then they'll be like, we're
showing them
sleeping.
goodbye.
Wait, I got my glasses on.
Y'all be in it.
So I can see your plaque.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Oh.
There you go.
Y'all gonna take those off? I don't want to be on.
Wait, come out.
They're not practicing protocol. Just make sure we get one that turns out.
If anybody asked, they were holding them.
Man, I can't smile that long.
Thank you.
Guys, is there a tumbler? Yes.
thank you, David. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah. Rob,
Thank you, Barry.
thank you.
Keep it. ship
I
that in the right
will, I
direction.
will.
I know you will.
Brenda, thank you.
Don't go, David.
Enjoying it.
Oh,
Really have.
Yes, and
oh, we got
a
a
G.
G.
Yeah,
Can we have a G?
finally got a G.
Man, I've been looking at these all 3 years.
And both of y'all's nameplates too, what?
Enjoy.
Take those
Congratulations, guys.
nameplates too, both
Been
the
good.
wood and the
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
cattle.
Charles?
Enjoyed it.
Same,
Charles?
same.
Hey,
Stay with us.
Be in there.
I'm not about to say, well, happy birthday, just to
Have a good
harass
one.
you.
This is all gonna look good on my desk.
Stop it, Clark, carry all this.
Christmas.
Ah,
It is my honor.
Bye, Brenda.
Y'all are done.
See you later.
good
Got a
luck.
shopping cart?
Good luck. You got a big seat to fill there. And watch it, it wants to flip over. And my favorite. Oh, I'm sorry.
Headed in the right
Am
direction.
I what?
No, you will.
What, Brenda?
My brother's over.
Bye. Bye now.
You don't look the way he is. I've had too many sudden stops.
Charles?
Thanks again, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the place. Bye-bye.
Awesome. I enjoyed tuning in and being here every week.
Did you get in and watch this?
For a while. Until I fell asleep.
So next up, Ms. Eve is signing the certificates of election for each of the 3 new board members. And so she has signed those. Marcy, is there anything else we need to do?
Just have first, you issue the certificate of election, she can call them up there and hand it to each of them.
Okay, okay.
And they can just stay up there, because they're gonna have
Okay.
to do a few different things.
As they say on Dances with the Stars, in random selection, I'm reading the names. Calvin Ford. Here's your pen. Just give you one. Jimmy Ferguson. Just stay up here. There you go, Jimmy. Charles Ament. There you go. Thank you very much.
Now, Marcy, do they each read these now?
Yeah, they don't have to read them out loud, but they need to read them and sign those,
Okay.
and
Charles,
then I'll
if
swear them in.
you'll read that and then sign it. Here's Jimmy's and here's Calvin's. And then after y'all read it, if you sign it, and then Marcy will do the actual swearing in.
I don't know, whatever they wanna do.
Welcome aboard, sir.
I give this to you. Yeah, go ahead and give mine to Mary. I wish.
Okay.
Yeah, Charles.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll kind of read a little bit. Y'all can follow along. I'll read and then y'all will repeat, but it's also right there in front of you, so. Okay, so raise your right hand. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
I state your name,
I, Calvin Ford,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office
of school board trustee
of school board trustee
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and of this state, so help me God.
and of this state, so help me God.
Okay, and if y'all will each sign those and give those back to us, please.
Can y'all get together and throw a picture? Okay.
Thank you very much.
I want to stand closer together, hold up.
Take your mask off. Yes.
Y'all gonna leave your masks on or off? Okay, mask on, mask off.
Mask on,
That's
mask
wax.
off.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations, my friend. And now we're going to go into executive session back in Barrett's office.
Oh, okay.